Well, I confess, right before the eyes of the world, I'd never ventured into abandoned tunnels or bunkers. At least, not the ones that stretch on for miles, cut through rock, half collapsed, home to bats and coated in God knows what kind of toxic dust. And the kicker, the very real chance of not finding my way back out. This summer marked my first time, and it was a hell of a rush. Adrenaline like you wouldn't believe.
There is a skeleton.
No way.
Like this.
No fucking way.
Of some animal.
This is animal, you sure it's not a person?
I'm not sure. I cannot see its head, so I cannot recognize.
Fucking hell, man. Ribs out that shit. Alright. Now, I'm not claustrophobe, but stepping into those tight, cold, damp tunnels without a decent light, yeah, planning isn't my strong skill. Sure as hell made me question my life choices more than once. But wait, let's backtrack a moment. This tale starts with our exploration of Sazan Island, that old Albanian military outpost staring right at Vlor. Hell, just finding a boat willing to drop us off and give us some time to scout the place was a task. The island might look small, but up close, she's just giant. Our little escapade began at the crack of the dawn, after crashing in a van and tent on some goddamn beautiful beach. We scoured the harbor for anyone willing to give us a ride. Turns out, Sazan is part of some fancy tour gig, but they only hang around for about an hour and a half. No exploration allowed. The beach where the boats dock is pretty much a slice of heaven. Tourists pop in for a swim, then shoot off to Karaburun. Nobody sticks around to see the island's secrets. After hounding just about every fisherman at the dock, we figured out our only shot was to hire a private boat. Nostro arrivo, our arrival here in Sazan. So, after burning a hole in our pockets and hours begging for a ride like a couple of castaways, we found Captain Dennis willing to ferry us. A brisk 40 minutes later, there she was, Sazan, majestic but with a hint of the unknown. We'd marked a bunch of points after combing Google Earth. Now it was just a matter of getting there. We start with seeing signs for mines everywhere. Not looking good. Everywhere there is broken stuff, bunkers and holes. Bad for someone claustrophobic, paradise for Urbexers. It's already 40 degrees, super hot, and it's only 11 in the morning. Let's get started. Look at the contrast between the flowers and the tunnel where we're gonna enter. Inside there. Sazan Island, located at the entrance to the Bay of Vlor in Albania, is known for its numerous bunkers built during the communist era under the leadership of Enver Hoxha. Hoxha's fear of a potential Western invasion led to the construction of over 170,000 bunkers across Albania, many of which are on Sazan Island. These bunkers vary in shape and size, from small mushroom-shaped bunkers, easily recognizable by their compact form and rounded dome, to larger underground bunkers used for more strategic military purposes. From here you can see everything. What you just saw is one of the countless tunnels on the island that connects the various bunkers. They stretch underground for hundreds of meters, low and hard to move through because you can't stand up. They are often filled with dust, dirt and mud. They served as shelters from bombing that, truth to be told, never happened. The adrenaline of going into one, not knowing if you'll come out whole, how or where, is hard to put into words, but it's worth experiencing. During the communist era, this whole island was one of the most fortified military bases around. Civilians off limits. Until 92, only the militaries and their people lived here. Then the government shifted and the island was deserted, later opening up to locals and nosy foreigners alike. During fascism, the first fortifications were built here, together with roads, houses, schools and theaters. Some of the buildings, built during the Italian domination and later during the Cold War, can still be admired everywhere. However, most of the structures were destroyed during the last joint exercise between NATO and Albanian military forces. These included the villa that Mussolini built on the islands in 1930. These fortifications were part of a comprehensive defense system designated to protect every corner of the country from potential attacks. This one here is the Italian hospital. Sazan. This is another view of the old hospital, and then here there is a sort of cave built in the rocks, and obviously the advice is not to enter. We are not gonna follow it. Oh, wow. This tunnel is the infectious disease part of the Italian hospital, established during Italy's control from 1914 to 1947. This facility served the Italian military before and during World War II, part of Italy's broader efforts to strengthen its strategic position in the Adriatic Sea. After the war, as the island reverted to Albanian control, it entered a new phase under communist rule from 1946 to 1991. Sazan became a secretive military base, isolated and heavily fortified, reflecting Albania's Cold War posture. The hospital was part of the larger settlement comprising about 40 houses built to accommodate military personnel and their families along with civilian workers. This community lived in relative isolation, facing the unique challenges of life on a strategically significant military outpost. What? Functionally, the hospital was essential, providing medical care for infectious diseases and other health issues within the community. Another interesting, although a little bit macabre, place is the room with the cremation ovens, located in another tunnel hidden among the rocks.
This is oven. I hope it for food and not for people. And this is another one. This could be for people really. Here is this thing, I don't know what it is. A pump for something?
This old radio thingy. You can see that here. Sazan Island was equipped with a diesel power plant that was essential for supplying electricity to the entire island. Infrastructure like this power plant not only increased the island resilience, but also allowed for greater permanence.
So look how good is this. In one of those tunnels, we found this diesel power station. Here there are all the controls. And then you go inside here. So this was the control station. Oh, look how rusty is this thing. Look. This one is nice. Motonave. Or motorrave, I don't know.
What's incredible is that the machinery is still on the island. In fact, after the end of the communist regime in 1991, many in Albania would blow up bunkers to collect and resell the iron, which is why bunkers are often empty and without doors. The inaccessibility of the island must have helped in its preservation.
Chinese generator. Those are the pieces of this thing. Look how big those things are. Whoa.
At that point, we realized that, although the island seemed very small, it would actually take several days to fully explore it. The high temperatures of July and the long day had exhausted us, and even my dog's paws were sore from walking all day on the hot stones. However, we still wanted to climb to the highest point of the island, where there was a lighthouse that could be seen at night from Vlore, with this beam of light disappearing into the night. This is the lighthouse. Big disappointment, look how small it is. And that's where we are on the top of the island. Looks good, but the lighthouse is a disappointment. And it was just when we thought the exploration was over that, on the way back, we spotted on the cliff face some unusual structures, hidden tunnels with a different configuration from those that we had encountered so far. Finding an entrance was not easy, and included lowering ourselves down a cliff through thorny bushes.
What are those? A sort of graffiti to teach the soldiers. Look at this. This is about a chemical bomb. This missile. This I have no idea what it's saying.
But the results rewarded us for our efforts. We just found a series of perfectly preserved bunkers with graffiti and iron doors.
So I've been trying to see those doors all the way. Look how cool. They're made in concrete. Look how big are those doors. Look at this. Other sets of images. Look at this.
So ended our exploration, with a swim to soothe the intense heat we had accumulated throughout the day. I don't think I ever seen so many abandoned military structures altogether. Certainly, the island still holds many secrets waiting to be discovered.